if you don't somehow work through it or process it.
Like a year ago, I was on the train. I take the train often. And this man sat down next to me and he pulled out his penis and like started masturbating. And like there were like no other people really on the train, on that train car. And there was like another woman with me, and both of us, like I felt like it so uncomfortable and so like scared and really just like, and he was looking at me, and so like I got up and got off the train and like went into another car, and the woman and I like both kind of like made eye contact and we like ran together. And he followed us from that train car into the next train car, and we had to run into another train car after that. And it's like, and that's not even the first time that a man has exposed himself to me in public, right? The idea that he thought that he was so like, and no one checked him. There were no consequences for him. I know like when I was a lot younger, like 12, I had been kind of coerced into oral sex when I was like really uncomfortable and had no idea what it was. Like my oldest niece is, I think, turning 11. And that like, she's this like small, innocent like being, and that like that could be part of her experience too is terrifying.
It happened right after college in my first job at a Wall Street bank. And I was so excited because I had this great job. And my boss at the time, he would offer to take a few of us that worked for him out for dinner or drinks after work. So after a few months of him doing that, one night we were sitting at a bar and I had had a couple glasses of wine, and he said, "I want to date you, and I need to tell you what the perks are for dating me." He said, "You'll get a perfect performance appraisal. I'll mark you as perfect in every area. You'll get extra days off because I won't look to see if you're here or not. And because I have perfect credit, you'll get usage of my credit card so you can buy clothes and shoes and suits and scarves for yourself." I felt trapped. I felt scared. And I felt invisible. This was a big bank, a big Wall Street bank. So I stopped going to the after-work dinners, and I tried to avoid him at all costs. But he kept pursuing. So now he would say things in the copy room. He would make the suggestion. He would remind me how long he'd been at the firm and how much power he had to help me get promoted. And at that point, I made the decision to leave this company. And this was the company I thought I'd retire from, that I'd work for my entire life. And what I have realized in sharing this story is that I walked away from a career and a dream that I had for myself. So when I look back, I wish I had spoken up. Even if I would have lost my job, I wish I would have found my voice at that time and spoken up for myself.
The earliest memory that I have, I was like 4 or 5. And it was my own father. He would force me to give him different sexual acts, perform sexual acts on him when my mother wasn't home, when he would be taking care of me and my mom was at the store or running errands. He told me that that was the way that a daughter showed love to her father. And I didn't know. I was a kid. There was a little part of me that didn't believe him. I felt like it was wrong and weird. But this was my dad, so I just trusted what he said. The last time that I was sexually assaulted was 5 years ago. I went out with some girlfriends for a girls' night out. And we were having a good time. We were dancing and laughing. One of my girlfriend's boyfriend shows up. And he buys a drink for everyone, a round of drinks. And I'm not a big drinker, so I debated on whether or not I should have another. But I kind of just went with the moment and I said yes. After a few sips, my body started feeling really strange. I felt really disoriented and groggy. And everything went black. The next thing I remember was waking up in my girlfriend's apartment, naked, with her boyfriend on top of me. I wanted to tell my friend what had happened. She ended up not believing me, even though we had been good friends for a long time, college roommates. And the saddest part for me is knowing that he's still out there, possibly doing this to other people.